Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation, which is very controversial today. The topic of our presentation is fecal or so-called poop pills, maybe the future of medicine. As I mentioned, it is highly controversial and some people may like it, some people may not like it, but so I like to invite you to apply your curiosity to this topic and listen to this presentation. My name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. We're building decentralized communication and advertising platform, and we did release a marketplace and collection of NFTs based on three-dimensional objects. But I'm going to talk more about this in the end of this presentation. And let's start right away with the presentation of today. In 2003, the National Institute of Science and Technology in the US, it did receive a special shipment of containers packed with bags full of frozen human feces or human poop. Teams of scientists there and also an outside lab worked together to grind the material into fine dust and then blend it with water until it had the consistency of a smoothie. It was then poured into 10,000 tubes and distributed among the staff of National Institute of Science and Technology in Charleston and also in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Scientists in both sites have been rigorously analyzing and studying the waste matter mixture ever since. So all these creaturey experiments are helping to lay the ground for a new generation of treatments and medicines derived from human feces. The power of poop comes from microbes that it contains. They are rich sampling of the trillions of microbes living inside of our gut, all part of the gut microbiome. In the last decades, scientists have linked the gut microbiome to a raft of human diseases, including inflammatory bowel disease, bacterial infections, autoimmune disorders, obesity, even cancer, and mental illness. Isolating fecal microbes and then turning them into therapies may be a way to treat many of these diseases. In fact, the FDA has recently approved two drugs for treating recurring bacterial infections, both of which are derived from highly processed human stool samples. This isn't wishful thinking, it's already happening. And we are in the beginning of new era of medicine. While human feces also contain water, undigested food and assorted inorganic matter, anywhere from 30 to 50% is made up of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other organisms that once lived in our guts. We could not survive without these fellow travelers. they're beneficial and they play a critical role in metabolism, vitamin production, and digestion. By regulating the immune system, they help ward off harmful bacteria and toxins. Their activity also impacts the nervous system via the gut-brain connection, affecting mood and mental health and influencing many neurological conditions, including Alzheimer's and autism. We're only beginning to understand the relationship between microbes and diseases. We have significant gaps in our knowledge about how microbes affect other systems and processes in the body. And certainly, just because changes in gut microbiome correlate with a particular disease doesn't mean they cause it. Still, it is clear that the signals gut microbes send to each other and to the cells everywhere in the body significantly impact our health. Doctors could get a sample of your microbiome directly from your gut, but that means undergoing an invasive procedure like colonoscopy or a biopsy. Getting a specimen of stool is ironically less messy. Getting a specimen of stool is uh, more convenient, and because, as we know, everyone poops. But we may ask ourselves, really, poop medicine? Um, Everyone's stool is different. The amount and types of microorganisms vary based on your genes, environment, health, and diet. But scientists have discerned similarities in the poop of individuals with certain diseases. People with Parkinson's disease, for example, show both higher and lower concentration of certain bacteria species. For people with asthma, poop has reduced levels of microbial diversity. These correlations, some of them quite clear and other still unclear, may make it possible to use stool samples to diagnose a wide range of illnesses and conditions. You will send a fecal sample to a lab, which would then identify the microorganisms in it by decoding or sequencing their DNA. And results could be used to not only diagnose certain illnesses, but also evaluate the risk of getting the illnesses in the future. So we would analyze microbial DNA in stool for the same reason we test human DNA to tell us about the risk of disease for certain individual. Beyond their use in diagnosing diseases, um, could feces-derived microbes be used to actually treat them? This is actually already happening. Fecal microbiota transplant or abbreviated FMTs, are now used to treat recurring infections, sometimes deadly bacterial infection, commonly picked up in hospitals. FMTs, like any other kind of transplant, though in this case it is someone else's matter that is transferred into the sick patient. And the microorganisms from the transplant help regenerate the healthy ecosystem in the gut microbiome, assuming the immune system, assisting the immune system to fight off the infection. On recurring CDI, the procedure has a success rate of 95% and a remarkable result for just about this remarkable result for just about any therapy. Research into other use of FMT is exploding. According to some websites for clinical trials, there are dozens of studies in the United States right now involving FMT, with clinicians and researchers testing it out on everything from cancer to colitis to alcohol hepatitis. Researchers are also exploring alternative approaches that involve genetically modifying fecal bacteria, creating disease-fighting microbes that would take root in our guts and help restore the microbiome to full health. There's even the possibility of altering your own fecal microbes, a personalized medicine approach that customizes the therapy to the individual patient. In addition to the gut microbiome, there are multitudes of microorganisms in the nose, skin, throat, vagina, all part of what is known as human microbiome. Like the next generation of microbial medicines will be derived from all over the human microbiome. They will be much more scientifically proven and effective for treating diseases that today's probiotics, which are bacteria derived from fermented foods and categorized as dietary supplements. If things keep going in the way they are now, probably in 30 years, medical doctors will have an arsenal of new microbial therapies to treat a broad spectrum of diseases. But if we're looking at the role of National Institute of Science and Technology in the US, it produces reference materials that help labs and manufacturers calibrate their instruments. For example, the agency sends and sells, for example, peanut butter that comes from a detailed analysis and measurements of its compounds and chemicals. Food companies need to know how much fat is in their products. To ensure they are measuring the amount correctly, they can perform tests on like NIST peanut butter, and then they compare this with the sample of their products. Having widely trusted and accepted reference materials, especially for complex materials, ensures quality control and accuracy across entire industries and research fields. Um, NIST is now developing reference material for human feces, officially called the human gut microbiome, the host stool reference material. NIST peanut butter lists its amount of calcium, copper, some acids, and many other components. Similarly, the new reference material, expected to be released this year, will itemize and describe its ingredients in feces. It will identify hundreds of species of microorganisms in detail, the concentration of thousands of different metabolites in the gut, many of which are produced by microorganisms and help to convert nutrients into energy or synthesize molecules for cellular functions. Other ingredients listed may include many compounds that may not even have known were in feces. For example, cholesterol, which is a type of metabolite, for example, and serotonin, most of which is found in the cells lining the gastrointestinal tract. The reference material aims to become a gold standard of human gut microbiome research and drug development. A single unit of this reference material will consist of millimeter tube filled with slurry fecal matter, accompanied by a lengthy report that labs can use to check their instruments and fine-tune their instruments. Many scientists believe a reference material for feces is desperately needed. Right now, if you give two different labs the same stool sample for analysis, you will likely get strikingly different results. Many discrepancies arise from the different protocols and tools that labs use. Others are results of different standards and definitions. NIST reference material will help researchers develop, benchmark, and harmonize their measurements. It is the most detailed and comprehensive microbiological and biochemical breakdowns ever produced for human feces. And with this said, I will be ending our presentation. And as I mentioned in the very beginning, I like to mention a little bit about our project. I'm the founder of the Decentralized web project. We are building decentralized communication and advertising platform. And recently we did release NFT marketplace, which is based on three-dimensional objects. What is interesting, what is unique, and what is special about our 3D object is that we have our own 3D software engine, and this 3D software engine opens a window on a flat two-dimensional computer screen. It loads the object of the 3D NFT, and it starts animating in a way of moving in a random fashion this 3D object across the window. It did open, and in addition to this basic capability of opening a window, loading and animating of the 3D NFTs, our 3D software engine also provides a list of additional capabilities. The first additional capability which our 3D software engine provides is the capability of speaking. Our 3D NFTs can speak in one of three different voices. The 3D NFTs can speak either in a male voice or in a female voice or in a whisper kind of a voice. In addition to the three basic voices, there are three different flavors of voices. A voice can be spoken in a normal speed, or it can be spoken in a fast speed, or it can be spoken in a slow speed manner. And if, for example, we take a male voice and it is spoken in a slow speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a very masculine person or the voice of an old person. And if, on the other hand, we take a female voice and it is spoken in a fast speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a little girl or the voice of a funny person. The second and additional and important capability for our 3D NFTs brought by our 3D software engine is the capability of voice recognition. For example, if we have a 3D NFT which is on in a window and it is moving in a random fashion in this window, we can issue our very first voice command to the 3D NFT to stop moving. And then the 3D NFT is going to stand still and stop moving. We can issue following commands to the 3D NFTs to move left or move right, move up or move down, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. And then the 3D NFT is going to fulfill each one of these separate voice commands and move left, then move right, move up, then move down, come closer, zoom in, go further away, zoom out, and start rotating. So that's it regarding to the voice recognition capability. The third capability which we are having for our 3D NFTs is the capability of them having a basic artificial intelligence. Wow, really, wow. You can ask the 3D NFT what is your name, and then the 3D NFT is going to reply with their name. You can ask the 3D NFT who are you, and then the 3D NFT is going to reply back with in few sentences about who they are. You can ask the 3D NFT to describe something. For example, describe Web3 or describe decentralization or describe Russia. And then the 3D NFT is going to reply with a few sentences about Web3 or about decentralization or about the country called Russia. The last but not least important capability of our 3D NFTs brought by our 3D software engine is the capability of them being projected in a way of stereoscopics. So what stereoscopics means is that like part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in red or reddish colors, and part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in blue or bluish colors. And then you can go to our website, and it is the time I mentioned the URL and the name of our 3D NFT marketplace. It is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is typed in a way of the number 3 followed by the letter D followed by 3 other letters NFT, and it is all together 3D NFT. Then there is dot, then there are two words which are typed all together: decentralized and web. Decentralized web, then there is dot, and it ends with org. Once again, 3dnft dot decentralizedweb.org. You can, on the main page, you can see a composite image of our very first collection of 3D NFTs. You can click on this image, and you can see a link close to the top for accessories. And when you click on this link, you're going to see that we are offering special glasses, and you can order one pair of these glasses, and when you receive these glasses, you're going to see that one lens of these glasses is red, and the other lens of these glasses is blue. Then you can put these glasses on. You can request displaying of the 3D NFT in a way of stereoscopics, and together with the glasses, through the glasses, you're going to see the 3D NFT as coming out of the flat two-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see the 3D NFT in real 3 dimensions. So that's the last capability, and I like to mention a little bit about our marketplace as well. In our marketplace, we have our own blockchain instance. In this way, we can deploy the smart contracts for the non-fungible tokens on our own blockchain instance, and then we can display these 3D NFTs for sale, and we can offer payments for purchase, for buying and then receiving proceedings from sale in not just in one crypto coin, but currently we have a way of using 4 different crypto coins for payments for buying and then receiving proceedings from sale of our 3D NFTs. The choice of crypto coin includes Solana Sol, Polygon Matic, Avalanche AVAX, and Qcoin, which is a big centralized crypto exchange, and they have a coin called KCS. In addition to payment with crypto, we have a second, parallel and independent way of buying and selling of 3D NFTs, and it is done entirely in fiat currency. For example, if we have a user which comes to our 3D NFT marketplace, they click on the image of our very first collection, they browse through all of the objects listed and offered for sale. They click on an object they like, and they're going to be presented with a way of choosing between 4 different crypto coins, and then also payment with fiat currency. Let's say they choose payment with fiat currency. They click on the button to go next and pay. Then they are going to be presented with a screen where they can put their debit or credit card for the payment. So when they click on the button to submit the payment, what is happening is there's going to be conversion from the national fiat currency of this first user, and this is it. The payment is going to be converted to US dollars, and it is going to be deposited to our bank account. Then there is going to be a second transaction and second action of transfer of ownership from our 3D NFT marketplace to the user, and then this user who just purchased and paid for the 3D NFT with fiat currency, they are becoming the current owner of the 3D NFT. So let's say this first user plays for a while with this 3D NFT, and then they decide to put this 3D NFT which they own, they decide to put it for sale. They decide on the sell price, and they put the sell price, and let's say there is a second user which comes to our NFT marketplace. They browse through the 3D NFTs. They like the specific NFT which the first user uh, put for sale, and then they decide to pay also with fiat currency. So when they go through the procedure of putting their debit or credit card and they make the payment, then what is happening is there is going to be a conversion from the national fiat currency, which could be different from the national fiat currency of the first user. This payment is going to be converted in US dollars and deposited in our bank account. The following action is there's going to be a transfer of ownership from the first user to the second user. So the second user becomes current owner of this 3D NFT. So then the next action that we're going to perform is a conversion from US dollars to the national fiat currency of the first user, and transaction from our bank account to the bank account of the first user who is now former owner of the 3D NFT, and they're going to receive the proceedings from the sale of the 3D NFT in their bank account. So what I did just describe is the second parallel and independent way of buying and selling of 3D NFTs directly in fiat currency. And with this said, I'm ending this educational presentation. Once again, I'd like to invite you to come to our 3D NFT marketplace. The name and the URL of the website is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. On the bottom of every page of this NFT marketplace, you can see the icons of the social networks that we post on. You can click on one or more. You can become a follower and a member of a group and our community. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day, have a nice evening, and goodbye.